To Big Mac Coding. Today we'll be developing using HTML. We'll be trying to create a survey form. An example of this could be found on the Free Code Camp website where they have this as a project. So I'll be going through and try to replicate what they have done using their syntax. So for this, I'm using PHP Storm from JetBrains. It's a really good IDE. Um, if you don't have a preferred IDE yet, I suggest you will go and create an account with JetBrains and download PHP Storm. It's really good. I have a ton of features and it really helps. So let's go ahead and create this survey form. So as I mentioned, we'll be using a script from Free Code Camp. So let's call script. The source will be the Free Code Camp website. So let me try to get that correct. So the cdn free code camp.io. Actually, it's .org. And then again, you can visit their website and you can find the link that you're supposed to use for this one. Bundle.javascript. Okay. And then we'll close that. Okay, so that's just a script that we'll be referring to throughout this project. So now we'll create a main file. We create a div class. And made that a spacer. Okay, now we'll start the actual data on the website. So to do this, we'll create an header. Okay, and now we'll start our labels. So for the first header, we want the first header to be really big. It will be more like a centered label on the website, so we want it really big. So for that we use or H, and for H1 is the largest one. Give it an ID. So the ID we'll use for this is title, or you could also use header, really doesn't matter, but for me I'd rather use title. And then under that, we'll create a simple paragraph, if you will. Give that an ID as well. Let's say description. And then we'll actually give the description. So let's say, please fill this survey for us. Okay. So that's a simple description. So under the title header, actually I do realize that I missed one thing. So at the first header, we didn't put anything there. All we put was just a simple ID. But we actually need to put a label up there. So let's put survey form. So this would be like the main thing you see on this web page. Okay, now we're moving on. So we created those two. And now what we can do, since it's a survey form, we can start doing our little front-end designs. So for this, I will use article. As I mentioned, using PHP Storm is a really good idea because it have a lot of built-in features, and it really helps you out when you're coding. We'll also use sections so we can um, design the form into sections. So let's set up our first section. So our first section, we'll use a H2 header. It is a big header, just not as big as the H1 header. Let's write something here. So let's say, tell us where you're from. We can put, what do we want to put? We can literally put anything here. So we're from 123 ABC Street. And that's on Developers Road. Well, that's on Developers Mountain. Developers Mountain. Well, we say MT. Developers Mount. DY. Nowhere exists with this name, of course. Let's do a break right here. I'm actually closing a break that I didn't start. Let me do this break. And so basically what this do is break the lines and put them where 90877 for a zip code. Okay. And so that will be the end of our first section. Let's create another section. And let's do this. Let's say for here, we are from, because we're basically telling you where the survey is coming from. We are from, and set that. So we can put a contact us via email. So we can do a contact us via email. Again, we have to set this as an header. I will cut that. And then we'll put our email by setting this is a paragraph. So our email is developer survey at mail.com. So basically what's happening so far is we created a context title, which it says survey. We created a brief description, which is please fill the survey for us. And then we started putting our sections together. So far we have we are from, it gives our address, contact us via email, it gives our email. We'll do another one. Let's do another H2 header and say call us. Remember guys that this is just for learning purposes. That this is not a very ideal way of developing a web page. This is just for introductory purposes only. Phone number is 12345678990. So another section has been created with a phone number. So let's now create a section that pretty much tells them why we are trying to get the survey answered, basically. Why fill this survey? So why fill this survey? And we could say we ask you to fill this survey because, and we can do a break right here. So we ask you to fill this survey because we need to collect data to help the community. It could be as simple as that, right? So that's basically introducing the survey. And so now the gist of a survey is filling it out. So we will now create a form. We'll create a form, give the form an ID. Let's give it the ID survey form. Okay. And now we'll say field set. As you can see, when using PHP Storm, many IDEs does this, but as I mentioned, PHP Storm is a really good IDE for web development. And so as you can see, as I type, it suspects what I'm trying to type and give me an idea of it. So it really helps me to fill it out and do really quick coding. So field set and ID, let's say user info. We'll close that. Let's do a label. Actually, let's do a label. There we go. For name with ID name label. So name for ID name label. Don't mind the red right here. We'll fix that as we go along. We close that and we say name. So we've created our label, and now we'll create our input. Because as a form, you need persons to be able to make an input. So our input, we'll say the type is equals to, as you see here, it gives you all the types that it could be. It could be button, checkbox, color, date time, and any one of these. So for what I'm going to use, I'll be using text. So the type is text. ID is name. As you can see, the red arrow has been gone because the ID has now been used. So the ID is name. I would say name equals name. The placeholder of, let's say, full name. And If you want, you can make these stuff absolutely necessary. So we could do required and closed. Oh, I made a mistake here. So it should be right here. Say required and close. Then we do, let's do a break. So we do a break. So basically we did an input for full name. What else we'll need? We could do the same thing. So we could just copy this because the idea will be the same thing. The idea will be the same thing. So let's just copy this instead of typing it out. Let's do another one. So the first one is name. The second one could be email. So let's do this. This would be email label, email, placeholder, email address. Here we could do phone label, phone, input we say phone, phone again, and phone number. Another one we could do is, I don't know, address label maybe, or actually let's do occupation. So let's say job label, job, occupation. So we basically created a form with 4 inputs: the name, email address, phone number, and job. Another thing one could do is right within this form, you could create a drop down list. But before we do that, let's see what this would be like. So we could do a built-in server. Port 80, do some permission. So let's say 9232. And now let's go to our website or web browser and see if we can bring this up. So localhost 9232. So right here we see where we basically created a simple, very simple survey form. Unfortunately, we have not been doing any front-end design because we haven't done the CSS or JavaScript yet. So it is basically just black and white. But this is basically the idea. So down to the bottom here, we have our inputs where we could do our name. So our full name is Tom Doe. Email address tdoe23 at mail.com. Phone number 987-654-3210. And occupation is web developer. So right now we can't do much with this because we have not done any buttons yet to submit this, or we haven't yet enhanced this to do anything really creative, but that's just the idea in creating a simple form. So again, we started out by creating a title or title we gave as survey form, which we have right here. Going on, we created a simple description, filled the survey out. We said we are from, we gave our address, we gave our email address or phone number, and a simple description as to why we are um, asking users to fill the survey out. Going forward, we created a survey form with 4 inputs: name, email address, phone number, job. Uh, let's show you that once again. A survey form, a little description, where we are from, our address, our email address right here, our phone number, and a little description as to why we're asking them to fill the survey out. And under that, we have a simple form for which they will fill out. We will be stopping here for today. There will be further enhancement to this. We'll be adding more stuff to this form, and we'll also be doing a little front end design to make the form more appealing. So stay tuned to this.